Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for joining.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, my pleasure. Let's wait for a few seconds to
Of course.
see how many uh, participants we will get, and then we will start.
Yeah, and tell me about your day. How was your day?
Uh, it was a very productive day. I cycled to work for the first time, and it was uphill the whole journey. So it was an intense workout, and I was not prepared for it because I didn't think that I would need to change to get changed.
Oh,
Uh, but I got to work full, like sweaty and very intense. But um, I'm glad that I have started cycling. So,
but you look amazing as
yeah.
always.
You
Energetic and
too.
amazing.
How about you today?
Uh, it was, how can I say, it was a mess actually because it's the exam time. We are reading the papers, scoring them. So it was a
Uh,
challenge today for me as well.
uh,
A busy day.
I hope that there is a nice ending to it, and yeah, you get some rest and recover for another hard day. Every day is a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, every day is a challenge.
Already waiting for summer holidays. That's
Yeah.
what, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Hi, Sahar. Mariam, you should know Sahar. You should remember her.
Miss
Uh,
Faizavi.
yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Three people have joined us. Salman, hello. Where are you from? Would you mind writing which countries are we joining from?
It would be great.
Yeah. Then I will introduce Mariam to you all for those who do not know about our hidden gem. Saha, you will have an update on you'll be proud. You'd be
Yeah, she,
10 students have gone.
yeah,
Yeah.
she had good students.
Yes. You raised us well.
Exactly. Made us strong,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay,
She
so
wanted that. She always wanted to make us strong,
yeah, yeah.
independent.
Oh, yes. Saha, we're so glad that you're here. Salman, where are you from? And I see a third person. Are you from Turkey? From not in Asia. So Asia, the timing is not right. So nobody from Asia. I wouldn't think so. All righty. So let's start with you, Mariam. Can you please introduce yourself?
Of course. My name is Mary, as you know, of course, Mariam, but most of my students and my friends, they know me as Mariam, so everyone can call me Mary. And I have been working in Turkey like for 4 years, and I'm a teacher in high school. And I also work in the students' conversation, their speaking, writing, IELTS. And as you know, I have also published some books regarding IELTS and still working on my English in students.
That's very humble introduction. I would like to tell you about what a great educator Mariam is. She has a PhD in English language acquisition. She's been teaching for, correct me if I'm wrong, almost 10 years. University, different age groups, different levels of students from different backgrounds. And she has also helped me a lot
You
with
also helped
when
me
I
a lot.
get to Turkey. She's very generous with her knowledge and just always there to help. So that's amazing. Thank you for joining us, Mariam. And
Thank you for inviting me, first of all. It's my pleasure.
my pleasure. So same as you, my name, full name is Farzaneh, but it's easier to pronounce Farah for those who are not from Iran. Today, we decided on discussing some common mistakes among English language learners. Um, let me check my notes. Where should we start? Uh,
Actually, me let's start with what is the main reasons? What are the main reasons that the students they make mistakes? Let's start with that.
where does it root from?
Actually, if you want to talk about that, it's mostly about our first language. You know, the native language interference. This is the most important part. As you know, for example, we are Persians, we are Iranians, and the most problem that our students have when they want to translate, they always directly translate something to English from their own language. For example, Farzan, if when we want to say, "How old are you?" in Farsi, if we want to directly translate it to English, what do we say?
Um, من 18 سالمه. I have 18 years old.
Exactly. من 18 سال دارم. But when we want to translate to English, what should we say? We cannot say I have
Mm,
18 years old. So we have to say I'm 18.
yeah.
So this is the most common one. But as you can see, we have different types of those mistakes that is just about being our first language coming to the second one, to
That,
the target language.
that
Exactly.
that's why we try to encourage our students to start thinking in English. That it can happen like slowly we will get there. Of course, within the first few years of learning English, you need to interpret what you're saying. But as you hit a certain level, when you start checking English to English dictionary instead of just Google Translate to your original, to the first language, that's where we start to get there.
Exactly. And it's not just about the grammar. Most of the time, it goes to the vocabulary as well, to the meaning.
Mhm.
You know, for example, when we talk about the vocabulary, we can check that some students they have a problem when they should use adjective and adverb, because in Farsi it's totally different. In Turkish it's totally different. Right now I'm living in Turkey, so I can see these differences. But in Farsi it's also the same. For example, when we go to the adjective fun and funny,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, most of the students they don't know where should they start.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, a common mistake would be confusing the meaning between fun and funny.
Yeah.
And so, what is the difference? Fun.
When we are talking about fun and funny, we are talking about adjective and adverb. Okay, so for example, when I say something is fun, it's an adjective. Okay, exactly. This movie was fun. Okay, but when I say was funny, it's totally different. Like funny is again an adjective, and we can use it instead of each
Yeah.
other.
So, fun is about enjoyment,
Mm-hmm.
being able to enjoy something, and funny, something that makes you laugh.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, wonderful. Same with pronunciation. So pronunciation, when it comes, firstly, it can root from the first language. I mean, when we think of Farsi, it is a different. What I want to say is that it's not like Spanish. It's not Latin.
Mm-hmm.
If you come from Spanish background, you might have the same words but different pronunciation, and we call them false friends, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so trying to think of an example.
Uh, for example, as you mentioned, sometimes in most languages, but not in Farsi, of course, we have this problem as well. But in most of the languages, as you mentioned, they read exactly what they write.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's more phonetic, like,
Yeah,
and you maybe in Turkish as
we
well,
have
actually,
it.
because
We have it a lot.
yeah, yeah. So in Farsi though, we like some of the sounds we don't have, like the we don't have.
Exactly.
So it would be um do instead of though.
Yeah,
Yeah, T.
and yeah, and you know,
Think
exactly.
or think. Yeah.
In Iran, for example, when we want to teach this one, okay, students goes to te or the or ze, se,
Mm.
so it's really difficult. That's why teaching students from the early ages are really important. So we can work on that because they don't have it, naturally in their own life. That's why.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Exactly. That's something that happens, and it just takes a bit longer. And also, at the end of the day, this does not stop communication. So you can still have an accent and be fully capable of interacting with people, and there is nothing wrong with that. And especially since I moved to London, it is the center of the world. You see people from all over the world living here, and honestly, accent just doesn't matter. It's
it doesn't.
clear enunciation is what matters. So you try to speak loud and clear. It's even if you have an accent, it won't matter. So
Exactly.
mm,
As you mentioned, for example, when a student comes to me and tells me that answer. So, most Turkish people, because as I told you, they read what they see. So they see and answer. Okay, we always have a W between these words. Okay, so they pronounce it as fair.
ah,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
Or for example, the word key, because it has an E between K and Y, they always say K. They always say K, so we have to correct them. It's key. It's key.
T
Key.
A tea as in drinking
No, no,
tea.
no. Key.
Key.
Key. K.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it happens.
Yeah.
So as you know, yeah,
Yeah.
just because in
Yeah.
Turkish you see
It just for
and you say it,
hmm.
but
Yeah.
in English it's totally different.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is another one. Now let's see. Any other comments? Any questions actually from the three people that we have?
Yeah, we would love to answer that.
You can feel free to comment. I hope that yeah, the comments are open because I wrote to us, and
Yes.
yeah, yeah, you can also write in the question box. Hmm. It is challenging, but life is challenging. We're here to help, and we're here to learn.
As Farzana mentioned, that accent is not a is not a problem, as you mentioned. uh, it's not just about accent actually. So sometimes we have many lecturers. They come from other countries, okay, and they want to talk about something important. It can be about medicine, it can be about technology. So no one cares about their grammar even. Okay, they can make a mistake, but until when it comes to it's when it comes to talk about what they mean, it doesn't matter. When you can
Exactly.
understand them, when you can
The,
understand the content.
the gist of the whole message is understood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's enough. So when someone is talking to me about technology, I don't care. I don't really pay attention if they are doing a grammatical mistake. No, I don't care about that. I just want to understand what are they talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly. Um, Also, we need to remember that when it is not our first language, we should take it easy, because even in Farsi, you don't know the meaning of all the words, but you doubt yourself even more when it
Mhm.
is your second language. Of course, it is more challenging, but you constantly need to remind yourself that I'm doing good for based on the fact that this is my second language and I have not started learning since early childhood. I'm doing really good for where I am. The person you're talking to, I'm sure, like if you're talking to native English speakers, if they were trying to learn Farsi, Turkish, Chinese, any other language, they would have the same struggles as you, what you're going through. So
Exactly.
be kind to yourself with the whole process. Not
I
that
always,
not to try,
Mhm.
of course, we try, and we're always learners when it is our second language.
Of
We have
course,
to,
of course, I always tell my students when they ask me a question, for example, they come to me with a weird vocabulary and ask me, teacher, do you know what is the meaning of this? And I will tell them, look at me. Even if I wasn't native, I'm not a dictionary. I'm just a normal
yeah,
person. So if even if you don't know a word, it doesn't matter. You will go, you will find it, you will learn about that.
exactly. And I realized when you just quickly like that, you ask somebody, okay, what does that mean? For example, let's say concentration. What does that mean? I tell you, okay, focus. Then you would not remember it as well compared to when you go search for it and you try to make a sentence with it. That would help you to memorize it much better than
Exactly.
answer right away.
It's exactly goes to the this topic about short-term memory and long-term memory. So, when we are talking about short-term memory and input that comes inside the short-term memory, so it's just 5 to 15 seconds. That's it. It will go away, okay, as
Yeah.
fast as possible. But when you want to put it in the long-term memory, you need practice. The only key to put it into long-term memory is practice. So when you're talking about practicing, that means that they search, because brain is a muscle.
Mhm.
If you don't work with that, just get lazy. It doesn't work. So you need to work with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful point. And you said muscle. You reminded me of like the muscles in our mouth. So for the sounds that we don't have in our first language, and when it comes to speaking, actually, it's about all about like activating those muscles, um, and practicing um, as often as you can. So if you think in your head, oh, I'm reading this book in English and yeah, I can pronounce these things, but it is a totally different process when you actually read it out loud. You realize, oh, in my head I'm pronouncing it correctly, but when it comes to reality, although I get like a struggle a little bit. So it's important to let it all out, practice out loud, record yourself, talk in the lessons, join speaking sessions. You can book some sessions with us. We're
Of
here
course.
to help.
That would be a good practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why we are here. We are here to tell them that you're not alone. We were there.
Yeah.
We were exactly in your place.
Yeah.
And we practice. We practice a lot. We are still practicing, you and me, every day in our life.
Yeah, never ending. It's a never ending process, but it's also you can enjoy the whole journey. So yeah,
Yeah.
don't get.
Ex-
I'm going to upload the. I am trying to see how I can upload this picture. That there's a quiz we are going to have. I should have I think when there's two of us, I cannot. But I am going to pin a message here. I will write hello, hello to everyone who has joined us. Thank you for
Joining.
yes. She go to school.
Hmm.
You tell us what is wrong with the sentence.
Let me write it
Oh,
in the comments.
yeah,
So,
I just wrote it. Let me see if I can.
okay,
Mhm. Yes, I pinned a comment. She goes
that's great.
every day. What's the problem here?
Mm-hmm. Sarah, it's great.
Yeah, wonderful.
It was fast.
Yeah, that was quick. So, why do we need to add S E?
And my most challenging from Farsi to English grammar was just these S, in the beginning of a word.
Mm-hmm.
We still struggle with that, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's our native language and we should work on that.
Yeah. So we add S to he, she, and it.
Exactly.
As subject.
And in Farsi, in like Turkish, we don't have it just because
Yeah.
it's totally different. Actually, in Farsi and in Turkish, we don't add anything to the
Mm-hmm.
third
Yeah.
person.
That's actually very good because we are not, gender.
Yeah,
It just in this single case doesn't matter. So we
exactly.
have male, female. We say ooh. So it's he or she. Uh, sorry, I said we add s to he, she, it. I meant subject, then verb. The verb that follows he, she, it. Th we need to add s or es.
Exactly.
Yeah, and simple present tense. That is true because if it is continuous, how would it be? If it is she, how do we make it continuous?
Who
Present.
can answer that? Who remember what was present
Or
continuous?
actually, can we use present continuous with every day?
Can we? Who can answer that? For example, let's see. Uh, I'm going to school every day at 7 o'clock. Can we do that?
Why or why not?
Mm-hmm. Is plus ing. Is it
Yeah.
just is, or do we need more to be verbs? What if I want to talk about some people all together, a group of people like they? Uh-huh, good. So we have different types of to be verbs.
Yeah. Good job. So this is simple present, as Sahar also mentioned. Uh, that's why we have every day. Simple present applies to routine things that we do regularly. So she goes to school every day. The present continuous form would be she is going, but she is going to the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
We don't say every day because every day we need to use simple present tense. Next sentence is yesterday I go to the market. What's wrong with that? I go to
Uh-huh. Yesterday I go to the market. Who can answer this one? Actually,
correct.
maybe these sentences they look so easy, but the point is that most of us, even the teachers I've seen, Even those that they have been living in different countries for a long time, they make these mistakes, even though they look
Yeah.
so natural, normal, easy.
Yeah, you get used to you
But
used
this one,
yeah, for it
actually,
long enough. You get used to hearing it and you constantly
exactly.
use even if you're advanced in many other areas. Yeah. So the correct form is yesterday I went to the market. Thank you, Sahar. Good job. Hello, Satoyesh. The next one is what he's doing. What is wrong with this?
What he's doing, yeah. Who can answer that one?
Oh, Sahar.
Sahar. Sahar is really active today.
Yes. Good job. What is he doing? Why? Why is that?
What is he doing? Great. Sahar, that's great.
Yeah, wonderful. So there is something wrong with the order. When it's a question, we need to change the order. He is working. He is reading a book. That's a sentence. When we want to change it to question format, what is he doing? Is he reading a book? So we cannot keep it. He is reading. What is he reading? Oh, sorry, what he is reading.
It happens. See? Sometimes one of the reasons that we make mistakes because we are just tired.
What he is reading um, as a question. No, we need to use, we need to bring the auxiliary verb first.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
good. For example, as you mentioned, when we talk about the order of something, when we think about the order of words in Farsi and in English, you can see they are totally different. So when we talk about subject in the beginning, so in English we bring the verb immediately, but in Farsi it's totally different. We have the verb at the end of the sentence. We have this problem with adjective and nouns. So in Farsi we say دختر زیبا, so we bring the adjective after the noun.
yes,
Yeah, it
you're an,
happens.
of course. Yes, doctor. Do we have anyone who would like to join us live and practice speaking, ask questions? Feel free. You can add a request and I'll bring you up.
That's weird because most of my friends they are asking why don't you have the live, why it doesn't show you? I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, they're all writing to me.
is your page public or private?
Private. I think that's the
Maybe.
reason.
Mhm.
Let me try to fix it from here. I hope I can fix it.
Yeah. Any questions, suggestions?
Actually, most of my students, I wish they could be here, but it's night and we are a bit late. But they would love this live because I think maybe next time, if we can repeat this live with the same topic, we can talk about some nationalities in specific. For example, Turkish people. As I mentioned you, for example, we have the problem with key or oh my God, most of the time, and it's not their fault. when they want to work on past simple, when we add ed to a verb, most of the time they pronounce it separately, like uh, we have watched, okay, but they say watched is okay, but for example, with a simple verb, what can I say, like kicked, instead of saying kicked, they say kicked.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
always pronounce this ed, and it's really difficult for them, even though I ask them. No, it's like that. They memorize, but it happens
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah, that's true. Practice makes perfect, and yeah, we're here to remind ourselves every day to practice, and yeah, we will get there.
Exactly.
So I think we can call it a day, and yeah, for next live session, yeah, we can try to match a better time, and yeah,
That would
so
be great.
uh, thank you very much for joining us, Mary, and I would love to see you again.
Sure, it
So,
would be my pleasure, and thank you, first of all, for giving me this opportunity to be with you in this live.
and thank you guys for joining, and this live session, for those who are interested, it will be saved and shared on YouTube as well, and we will see you more often from now on. Thank you,
Yes.
Saha, for joining.
Thank you, Saha.
Have a
Good night, everyone. Good
bye.
night.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.